Hey guys, I'm Audrey York, and this is Recovery Inspired Hope.
Subscribe to Jamie Tall on YouTube so you don't miss any more episodes of this amazing series we're doing right now, which is Strong Women in Recovery. And I'm so excited today to have Audrey here. A lot of people in the recovery community know Audrey York. If you are a woman in recovery and you are new, you need to get to know her because she has an amazing testimony. Audrey, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about yourself, just some background info.
My name is Audrey. I'm 32 years old. I was brought to Athens almost 4 years ago to start my recovery journey in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous. And it started in sober living at Freedom from Bondage. I had a little bit of a journey before that where I was doing a faith-based recovery center, and it wasn't working out because I wasn't working a program. And by the grace of God, I landed in Athens, which is a huge recovery community. And I'm so grateful to be here. And I've just been building my life ever since I've came here. I'm a student for nursing, and I work in ophthalmology. And I have a son who's been adopted out by my parents. It's not all about me. That I have a healthy consistency and stability here in Athens, as my son has it there with my parents in Augusta, that's where I'm from. I'll never go live in that town ever again. But so that's just a little bit about my background. I've been sober from drugs and alcohol for 18 months. So I've been here for 4 years, and I had a relapse after 2 years, and I'll talk about a little bit about that more. So it's been a journey, but I haven't given up.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So this is Recovery Month. So we're so excited to celebrate Recovery Month. We're so excited to share different testimonies, different pathways. Now, Audrey, you, as being a woman in recovery, talk about some of the challenges that you face being a woman in recovery.
So one of the main challenges that I have dealt with is codependency. And it mainly in a relationship, with relationships, with the opposite sex. And this goes for all kinds of people. But my struggle is with men. Another one is knowing my self-worth, loving on myself, self-care. It's something that was missing for a couple of years in my sobriety until I hit a rock bottom and was like, I've got to do something different because I'll die from drugs and alcohol if I don't nip the codependency in the bud.
Yes. So it's not always just about quitting the drugs and quitting the alcohol. We go into so much deeper stuff. We really get into trauma. We get into, relationship stuff. We get into stuff that happened when we were kids. And we have to address those issues. And it's yucky and it's messy. People think that when you come into recovery, it's just, okay, it's just going to be amazing from now, but it's really about an uncovering and being able to love those messy parts inside of you. And so tell me a little bit about the pathway and the support group that you have used to kind of get through this.
So I work, not only do I work Alcoholics Anonymous, I work Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous. It's called SLAA. It was introduced to me before I relapsed after 2 years, and it scared me because I knew that I would uncover so much and a lot of things would surface that I've been through. And I was so fearful of that. And I knew that if I didn't work that program and work those steps, that I would drink and I would drug again. And I did. And I was in a lot of self-will run right already when it came to the AA program. So it wasn't just that, there was a lot of other things. But so I started dating a guy. He was 4 days sober. It is not recommended to date your first year of sobriety or interfering with anyone else's. I've done it and I see it going on a lot. And in SLAA, the 13th stepping it's frowned upon.
13th stepping is a real thing.
It is a real thing. And anyway, I remember saying, I shall not interfere with this guy, blah, 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 blah. but we dated for 4 months. And he relapsed and then I did. And
Common story.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yes.
It happens so many times.
It happened so many times. He passed away.
Oh.
February 21st, 2019. And I picked up a white chip February 22nd, 2019. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. And I knew that I needed to do something different. So I'm living a beautiful life today because his name was Joey Kofer. God rest his soul. But I'm living a beautiful life today because of that man being in my life.
Wow. And I've had a similar situation where I dated someone with 6 months, and I thought this guy's on the same kind of spiritual pathway as me. It's gotta be God, his dad was a pastor. It's gotta be, we're in ministry, and things didn't work out and he went back out, and it took him about 2 years to come back into recovery. And it was at that time that I said, I give up. I will not. And that was the point where I took 18 months for myself just to build my life. And it was at that time that I started, discovering having self-worth and self-love and realizing I deserve a good life and I am worth pouring into. And for that 18 months, I poured into myself. And that was when I started my business and, finally was able to concentrate on relationship, rebuilding, restoration with my children, with my family, because I was not, distracted by relationships and Jamie's will.
Yes.
Yes. So, okay, give me a piece of advice. What would you say to a woman who is watching this, who, has a similar background, maybe has codependency issues, but is terrified, as we all were, to come in and find courage to uncover those things? What would you say to her?
I give this advice often, and it depends on the situation, but as a woman that was scared to do this, I would share my experience, strength, and hope on how sitting in emotional pain has been one of the best things that I've ever done. And sitting with my feelings. And one of the most things that I love to say is loving on the little girl that I once was.
I love that.
Because my little girl is hurting, and she's still hurting, but she's healing, and, but I have to love on her, and I have to love on the adult me as well. But you have to be willing. And, I was terrified, but I knew that if I didn't do something different, then I wasn't going to live a life of sobriety.
And that's beautiful. And I love how you say that, being able to accept our younger selves and think, this little girl was not a mistake. She was not bad. She was not, did not deserve, because for me, I had so much self-hatred when I was a child, and just seeing the little girl in yourself as just that, as I would look at my own little girl, it's just being able to just embrace that and see the beauty in that and accept her, and know that she deserves love too. And then being able to pour that into yourself is just so beautiful. So thank you so much, Audrey, for coming on, for being so courageous and sharing your testimony. And anybody who wants any more information, you can reach out to me or Audrey about the program and any kind of codependency stuff. So thank you guys so much. We will see you next time. Make sure you subscribe to Jamie Tall on YouTube, and we will see you next time. Bye.
That was quick. I wanted to